Hi everybody, I'm JT and welcome to another video from me here at Campervan Journey. So in this video, take us on part 3 of our trip around France, and we're travelling from the Burgundy region all the way across to the Loire Valley where I am now. Loire is famous for lots of chateaus. There's one just behind me, and this video will show you all about our trip, places we visited, and the wonderful places you can see when you have a campervan journey. Thanks for watching. So we're all packed up here at Huttopia, ready to set off for Rillé, our next stop. It's about 4 hours drive across the centre of France over to the Loire Valley. Looking forward to it. So having left Huttopia this morning at about 10:30, we've travelled approximately 200 kilometres across central France, taking about 2 hours journey, and we are now in the middle of France where we're just going to have some lunch. We've started our journey just outside of Dijon, and we've travelled across the country past Auxerre, and we are currently around about here, just stopped for some lunch. So I have half an hour break or so, and then we'll continue on our journey down across to our next destination around here. These areas are positioned quite regularly on the French autoroutes, every 20 to 30 kilometres or so. Some big, some small. This one is very much right in rural France. See the farmland and the forests. So we'll just stop here in the California, grab our baguette and ham, and then head off. So it took us about 4.5 hours to travel across France from Huttopia to here where we are now in Rillé. Got our tent all set up, and site here is right in the forest next to the Lac de Rillé. Really nice site, so I'm just getting settled in and just getting some tea sizzling up now. And sauté potatoes, onions and sausages. So our pitch here at Rillé is nestled in the trees. We've got lizards just in the grass outside, and a bike track. Harry's trying to entice the lizards out of the undergrowth. So wildlife spotting here at the campsite. Lizards. Ooh. It's just the other side of where our tent is. There's a little train that runs round the campsite and round by the lake, which you can take a trip on if you want to. So good morning from Lac de Rillé.
7 o'clock in the morning. Quite chilly last night, around about 9 degrees. But what a beautiful sight. Fish are jumping in the lake, and you can just see the mist rising. Beautiful spot. So what a beautiful location. Looking forward to today. We'll do a little bit of exploring, go around the lake on our bikes, see if we can pop into Rillé as well. But really, really tranquil spot here in the Loire Valley.
Another Campervan Journey too. Looks pretty good to me. So we've just had our barbecue steak for tea and just popped down to the lake here at Rillé to try a spot of evening fishing. We've never been fishing before, but again, one of the great things of camping is you get to try new things. And what an amazing place to try it in. So there's a huge lake here, and you can just see in the distance that's the Huttopia campsite. Cabins just across to the right here. As long as you've got a license, you can come down and fish the lake. And there's supposedly plenty of carp, pike and tench. Not that we've caught anything yet. A perfect place to switch off. All I can hear is the wildlife. Absolutely glorious. And once again, this is what owning a camper van is all about. You get to visit amazing places like this. So 7 o'clock in the morning, and I'm just heading off to the next village, to the bakery, to go and get our morning bread and pain au chocolat. Another beautiful morning here in Rillé. So the route to the next village, where the boulangerie is, takes us obviously either on the main roads, or I've chosen to take the tracks through the forest. Just me and nature. So we've arrived in Brielle. Just need to find the boulangerie. So after a 15-minute cycle ride from the campsite at Rillé, arrived at this very traditional, very small little boulangerie and purchased our baguettes and pain au chocolat for breakfast. Now all I need to do is resist the temptation to eat them before I get back to the tent. So we're heading off on our bikes to Chateau de Gizeux. Well done, Team Tomlinson, we've arrived.
Yay!
So after a 10-kilometre cycle ride across through rural roads, through some forests and down some very forested tracks, we arrived at Chateau Gizeux. Beautiful chateau here, still owned by a family, and we're going to go and have a look round. Here's another amazing place that our campervan has taken us. We're at the Chateau Jousse in the Loire Valley. So it's 37 degrees outside here at the Musée de Champignon, and the lady inside has kindly informed us that it's cold inside, so we might want a jumper. So we shall see, but it's apparently 12 degrees inside and 37 degrees outside here, so we'll find out. So it's 40 degrees here in Rillé. We've just had a lovely day out in Saumur, a little bit further down the valley, where we visited two great sites to visit on a really hot day. The Museum of Mushrooms, which was actually really interesting, and also an underground troglodyte cave system where a sculptor had carved out replicas of all of the local castles and monuments in the Loire Valley, which again was thoroughly well worth visiting. The temperature in those was at 12 degrees air temperature, so spending the afternoon in there instead of 39-40 degrees out in the sunshine really made for a very pleasant way to finish off the end of our holiday. So tonight we have to get ready, have our final meal before we head off tomorrow. We're going to got some really nice steak that we bought locally that we're going to cook up on the Kadak, enjoy that, and then we have to be packed up and ready to leave tomorrow morning by 11 to head back for our trip across through northern France to catch the Eurotunnel back home to Salisbury, where we should arrive early Sunday morning. So all we have to do tomorrow is pack all our stuff up and be ready to leave, hopefully by 11 o'clock. There has started to be some notifications about travel back, so we're going to have to fill in a couple of online forms just to declare that we're still happy that we're free of any COVID symptoms. But otherwise, other than that, traffic and travel back seems to be still pretty normal at the moment. So fingers crossed our trip back will go according to plan and we won't have any hitches. So there we are, all packed up after our 5 days here in Rillé and our 2 weeks in France. Just had to complete online forms for entry into the UK for track and trace for COVID, which we've just done online through the government website. And we set off for our journey up through northern France up to Calais. Should take us around about 5 hours, with a couple of stops on the way for lunch and a break, and then through the tunnel at around about 10 o'clock this evening. But we've had an amazing trip, fabulous scenery, fabulous places, and we will definitely be back very, very soon. So whilst editing this video, the UK government announced that quarantine measures were going to start, meaning that people returning from France would have to isolate for 14 days on return. Seems like we made it back just in time. So remember, if you enjoy my videos, remember to click the button to like and subscribe, and there'll be much more content from me here on Campervan Journey very soon. Thanks for watching.